I want to encourage anyone who thinks you have to hit rock bottom before you have to do anything about it to throw that shit out. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Road to Radical Visibility. You can see my guest right now. Just wait, just hold on. My name is Rachel Freemon Sowers, also known as the Breakthrough Bitch, because I am passionate about helping people in the LGBTQ plus and female communities really become more bold in the expression of themselves and their truth and their mission in this life. It is my personal and professional mission to help people in the LGBTQ plus and female communities to be 100% themselves, 100% of the time, no shame or guilt needed. If you feel by the end of this episode that you love it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up. And if you know somebody, which I bet that you do, if you know somebody who would benefit from this episode, please share it because today's information is too good not to share. Okay, I'm like buzzing with energy. Can you feel
Yes.
My guest today is my very good friend and colleague, Nicole Prentice. So Nicole is an EFT and breathwork practitioner and author, adding that to the bio. She helps outwardly successful men and women gain freedom from alcohol and take the practical steps to rediscover their happier, healthier, and wealthier selves. Boom! Woo! Woo! I gotta shake it off. What's that? Megan Trainor? Is that Megan Trainor or who was that? That's not Megan Trainor. Anyway, that song like "Shake It Off," whatever.
No idea.
Okay, sorry. All right, so let's dive into this episode because I'm so happy for you about your book, Nicole.
Thank you.
Tell me what it really took to become radically visible enough to share this book, because this isn't like a surface level book, my friends. Like, this is something that's much deeper.
Well, first off, thank you so much for having me. And this book, writing this book, it was an emotional journey in itself. And I had to take a lot of time and intentionally focus on my healing before even starting the book. There were parts of like my story and parts of myself I didn't think were good enough, worthy enough, smart enough. And in order to even be visible about my story and even to quit drinking in the first place, which is what the book's about.
Just saying.
Yeah, little hint. I had to take a step back from everything and just focus on what I needed. And I realized that doing this deep work was so important because the deeper I went within myself and healed the parts of myself that needed attention, the more I was able to share this with others. And that type of visibility, I think, is only truly possible when you're able to find that depth in yourself first, because then you can share that with others.
Well, it's so important, we as mentors and leaders, to do our own work. But let's not ignore the fact that you've been working and helping people do this for the last few years successfully. I mean, your clients are walking away with what kind of results?
Oh my God, absolutely huge. One of the most fundamental thing is, yes, they're quitting drinking, but they're rediscovering who they are. And the first thing we focus on is their relationship with themselves and deep healing. And they can show up better in their relationships with others, in their careers. They're taking work and finances to another level. Of course, their health improves and they have better habits. So every single area of your life improves when you quit drinking, because that is a core habit, and everything is a big ripple effect after that.
Well, and let's just face it, it's a core habit to cover up. Right? It's a core habit to numb out. It's a core habit to be like, okay, I can't handle one more thing. And as much as we want to say things have become more and more progressive about drinking, I know in the work that I do with individuals that it is still hidden a lot. So how do you help people? I mean, like you say, we do the deeper work and you've talked some generalities, but what is one of the main things you do with people for them to be able to forgive, I guess, and love this part of themselves that was doing this? that's doing the drinking, because you and I both know it's not the truest part of them that does it. Right.
Mm-mm. And there's so much truth to the fact where people don't even understand why they're in these patterns. I have a lot of clients who come to me and they say, like, I should be smart enough. Like, they're successful CEOs, business owners, and they just don't know why they're stuck.
Yep.
And a big part of that is most of us are just mimicking the patterns of those around us. We're doing what we've been told to do to be successful, to be happy, to be a good wife, to be a good husband. And what happens is we are unconsciously going throughout our life and falling into patterns of what our society says that we should do. Mm-hmm. And the first step for any type of change is understanding the framework that you're within. Mm-hmm. And as we're talking about drinking, understanding why you're drinking, what beliefs you think you receive from it, and why you keep falling into those patterns, because the truth is there is some benefit that you're receiving, even if it's not healthy or long lasting, or else you wouldn't be in those patterns. So first it's about looking at that framework and understanding why you're within it and being able to break down those beliefs so you can start to create a new framework for your reality. And that awareness of why you're doing what you're doing can help to take away a lot of the shame. To realize it's not your fault until you can see that new perspective and actually figure out why you're doing it in the first place.
Right. And I think you're touching on there's so many different things that are pinging off in my head.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's most important is I hear a lot of people, they say, I've tried to do this on my own. I've tried to do this on my own. Right. And so they seek and look for or to people like ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. And the one thing that working with a mentor provides, so if you're someone who has struggled in any kind of area and you're like, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? Then the thing that hiring a mentor or a coach provides is that they help you remove all the shame and guilt.
Yeah.
They help you understand that this is just a part of yourself. Well, the work that Nicole and I do anyway, it's a part of yourself that's been conditioned like this to keep you safe and to say, I can only handle so much. So I can only handle so much. And the minute I can't handle it, I go for a drink. Right. And so it's like, wow, how removing that shame and guilt for people right alongside them is what really helps the growth propel so much faster too.
Oh yeah. And even when that's like the first step, removing that shame. Because once you do that, you can start to do the healing and the deep work. And deep work is kind of like just that term you hear, it's a buzzword. For me, what deep work means and what I do with my clients is helping them to go back to old trauma or trapped emotions that they have, that they have been suppressing with alcohol and other numbing behaviors, because the truth is until they release it, it's still triggering them.
So let me ask you this.
That's how you get true freedom. Yep.
Go ahead. No, so that's how you get true freedom.
From alcohol and any other numbing activities that you're doing, because like you said, your body's trying to feel safe. Your nervous system, when it feels all this trauma coming up and you don't know how to handle it, it just suppresses it, but it keeps coming up.
Well, right. And we keep learning that lesson over and over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So
it
tell
gets
me,
louder and louder.
Yeah. What has been one of the biggest, we talk a lot about deeper work and we take our clients through deeper work, but that means we do our own. And tell me about one of the things that you realized in doing the deeper work about your drinking and your patterns that really freed you.
I didn't realize at the time. It seems so clear now, but I didn't realize it that I needed to drink, or drinking helped me feel like I belonged. And this is drinking for almost everyone I meet. Belonging is a key component of it.
Dang.
And that made me realize that when I was with my friends and outer family, when I wasn't drinking, I realized that I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like I could be myself without drinking. And the core root of who I was as a person, I didn't know who that was yet. And I haven't accepted it and loved myself fully just as I am.
Yeah, these are huge foundational things that run across so many different areas in life. And what caused you to focus on sobriety? What was like, because I know your business journey, right? Because we each have one, just FYI. And you didn't start with sobriety. And that's okay.
No.
But like what made you land like, this is my deal, this is my expertise, this is where I make the biggest, most positive impact, this is what I want to do?
So before sobriety coaching, I was a relationship coach, still focused on EFT and breath work. And I signed up to work with a business coach and a mindset coach to help me grow my business. And the first day of our session, she said, are you open to the possibility that drinking is standing in the way of the success in the relationships that are possible for you? And I remember I took a moment. I was like, that makes sense. So
it makes
clearly.
sense, but what did you really say? Because sometimes I get asked and I'm like, no. I mean, like, not for me, it's not drinking, but, like other things.
To be honest, I was in a place where, and I wasn't drinking every day. It was just on the weekends, but it was just for numbing. But when she said that, I was in a place where I was so desperate just to be happy that I would have done anything. So when she said it, my body, I felt this like shift, like forward, like, yes, like do this. And I know when she said this, first in my mind, I said, how the hell am I going to do this? Like, what's my social life going to look like? Who am I going to be? But I said yes. And I knew that I've tried so many different other like strategies and worked with so many coaches, invested a ton in myself, and didn't see the success I wanted. So I was like, this might be it. So I said yes and just kind of went for it.
A lot of the things that have been happening around me and for my clients in general, a lot of times people are waiting until they're at the brink of chaos, breakdown, crisis. This whole kind of theory, even in our culture, about you have to hit rock bottom before you can do anything about it. I want to encourage anyone who thinks you have to hit rock bottom before you have to do anything about it to throw that shit out, because you do not have to do it. It's the same in your emotional and mental well-being. It's the same thing with drinking. You don't have to be hitting rock bottom. You can take notice, like you did, Nicole, and be like, hey, this is an inhibitor and I don't want to have to go all the way down there, and you can get help now. Like, let's just all like stop fucking waiting. Like just stop waiting for all the bad stuff to hit, just because the bad stuff is hitting. And we have to like, we know it's an adrenaline rush. It's that hormones like bad. And I'm like going on cloud nine, and then I'm like, boom, and I hit the bottom. Right. And go ahead, retraining that nervous system.
There's so much truth to that and this is with drinking. I want to normalize people quitting drinking, even if they're not addicted, even if they don't have to go to AA. They just know it's keeping them from the life that they want. They can make a change now. You don't have to wait until shit's hit the fan. Like, you can do it now. And I think that's so important, just to have these conversations about before it all goes downhill.
Right. I mean, it's the same in the work I do. You don't have to have you have to be falling apart emotionally and feeling down the rabbit hole of shame and guilt before you say, I don't want that. But I think our society, a lot of times, we have to be so sick before we can make big investments or changes for ourselves.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be so sick. You can be like Nicole, who's like, I was weekend drinking. I was missing out on things in my life that I wanted to be in or a part of. It didn't make me feel good, and therefore I wanted to change it. Right? I think that the medical culture, I may get some heat for this, but the medical culture and all that makes us say that we have to be so sick before we can get a service. And it's not, that's how we're trained up to be. And it doesn't have to be that way. And that's why I'm glad there's people like you doing what you do, Nicole, because you're really, truly changing lives. It's pretty amazing to watch you.
Oh, thank you.
Before we go to wrap up this episode, just tell me about one of the biggest shifts a client has had. Like, tell me like one of the favorite stories that you remember.
I have one client, Christy. when we started working together, yes, drinking and emotional eating were two of the things that were really keeping her stuck. And when we focused on her healing and her energy, she has opened the floodgates for manifesting. She's manifested a new house, new clients, she was almost on a game show. She's adding to her family now. And it's just like, every time I meet her, she's like, and this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. So what I love, and this is not something that's unique to Christy, all my clients experience something like this. It's once you're able to truly be in alignment with who you are and what you want, you open the floodgates to manifest everything and anything. And that's just so exciting. And it can really show you how abundant this life can be.
Yeah. I second that totally. Well, I would love for you to tell everyone, what is the name of the book? That's the first thing.
100 Proof.
Yes.
My motto.
Yes. We're all about hundreds over here in this gang. 100 Proof. And what does the subtitle say? Let me know.
The triple distilled guide to reinventing your relationship with drinking and rediscovering your happier, healthier, wealthier self.
Dang. That is gold right there, my friend. And where can they get the book? And tell me all the goods.
Yep. So the book was actually released yesterday on September 8th. So today it's released for a special limited time offer for 48 hours for 99 cents. And you can find it on Amazon. So we will drop the link below. I'll give that to Rachel.
Yes. So you can find the link in the description below. If they want to learn more about working with you, Nicole, where would they go?
I love TikTok. Nicole Prentice, that's my TikTok bio. Okay. It's a super fun platform, and my goal is to make sobriety like a happy, fun, approachable thing. So I'd love for you guys to come join the party on TikTok and see how amazing life can be when you quit drinking.
So, and if they want to contact you, do they just message you through there? Or if they're like, hey, I want to figure out about working with you, is that where they would go to get that link?
That's perfect. Or I'll give Rachel my email. We can put that below because TikTok can be kind of busy. So email is pretty easy, I would say.
So I guess for all of you that are out there, whether you're numbing with drinking or something else, know that it doesn't have to become an extreme circumstance before you heal it. The sooner you heal it, the sooner you will be experiencing your life exactly the way that you want it. Being able to be 100% you, 100% of the time, no shame or guilt needed. And that includes saying, no, I don't want to drink. And it's totally cool, right? So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. If something has stuck out to you during this episode, make sure to put it in the comments below. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button and check out all the other videos I have on my page for more inspiration about being 100% you. So I'll end this video like I end every single video. Please make sure to stay true to yourself, be kind to others, and always, always, always honor the wise one that is within you. I will see you all later on the next road to radical visibility. Bye.
Bye, everyone.